Coach Jeff coming to you from CrossFit Etowah. We have a quick tip today on the handstand push-up. Whenever you're doing the handstand push-up, here are progressions that can warm the body up and build into the angles that you'll need for a good handstand push-up. First, for your warm-ups, things that really help, drills that you can do. A bear crawl, a three-legged bear crawl. Whenever you're doing a bear crawl, the purpose of the bear crawl is that I'm balancing myself. I'm starting to position my body on top of my hands as I move forward. Taking time to let my body position over my arms so that I can start to warm my muscles up in my upper body to support my body. From there, you can turn it into a three-legged bear crawl. With a three-legged bear crawl, what I'm going to do with both my hands extended, I'm going to hinge forward at the hip and keep one leg in the air. Now, the goal of the three-legged bear crawl is that you want to start to balance up on one foot as you move across the floor. This has multiple progressions depending upon how comfortable people feel as they start to move into a regular handstand. But in a three-legged bear crawl, here's what you can challenge people with. You can challenge them with trying to touch their feet overhead before they return back to the ground, like so. So you start with a regular bear crawl, and then from here, start to progress into a touch the feet over the head as it turns into a handstand push-up, okay? Now, when moving up against the wall and moving into your handstand push-up, two things. Athletes can do a cartwheel up against the wall. The cartwheel up against the wall is where they would do the same three-legged bear crawl. And then from here, go into the handstand push-up. Now, from here, whenever they do their handstand, they want their feet to touch only and let their body stay off of the wall. That you don't want them to come crashing with their whole body into the wall. It's an unsafe angle for the shoulder. So, for athletes that have a challenge with maintaining that mobility in their thoracic area and their mobility in the shoulder to be able to support the handstand, then you'd want to start them out with a headstand. Whenever you're doing a headstand, here's what you're looking for. You're looking for the tripod. What I'm going to do is create a triangle between my hands and my head. I'm going to start first before let me back you up on the tripod. Let me go to the handstand or the headstand. Whenever you're doing a headstand, here's what you want to practice with first. Allow people the opportunity to just put their head on a mat and then balance themselves on their head alone. Let them start to feel the support of their body on their neck. Let them see what it feels like. When you're on a headstand, you want the top of your head touching the mat. You want to be very tight and very rigid in your neck. These muscles right here, you want them to be very strong because the bones in your neck are very small. And when you get the whole weight of your body overhead, you want to make sure that you can support all of this. So just allowing people to support themselves in a headstand without their hands, with their feet still on the ground, is a good kind of progression. Then from there, you move into the tripod, where my head is touching, and then my hands are coming out to a triangle, okay? Now, in this part, my elbows will be facing the front of the room. So whenever I'm in there, it's almost like a strict press, that I'm almost in my rack position. My elbows are forward and vertical, okay? Then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my knees onto my elbows and then kick myself up into a headstand position, okay? Now, if they can do a cartwheel up against the wall, and this is kind of what we were talking about, if they can do a cartwheel up against the wall, just the feet are touching. Okay, now, as I move into my handstand push-up, that as I come down, I'm going to have my elbows break to the front, and then I'm coming down like so. As I drive back up, I'm going to have them rotate out to the side, so it'll look something like this. That here I am in my headstand. As I come down, elbows come to the front, and then as I drive back up, they rotate out back to the side. Another thing to keep in mind is the position of the head. That whenever I'm at a full extension, I'm looking down as if I'm doing a handstand walk. As I come down into my handstand push-up, my eyesight goes back to the front of the room so that I can rest onto my head, and then I'm driving back up. Okay, now, you start talking about different strategies that you can use. You start to employ the kipping handstand push-up. Whenever you use the kip, when I go down into my headstand and my feet are still touching the wall, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hips to the wall and pull my knees to my chest. From here, I'm gonna kick my hips, extending my legs in the air. I'm gonna kick my feet up, extending my hips. The goal of this is that my feet are touching the wall, my hips are off the wall. As I come down, I put my hips to the wall, I pull my feet off the wall. It's the transition of feet going back to the wall and hips coming off the wall that generates energy that pops me up. So when you see it in motion, here I am, my feet are touching, my hips are off the wall. As I come down, my hips go to the wall, my feet come off the wall. Now as I kick my feet back to the wall and extend my hip, it's that transition that generates a pop that puts me into my handstand push-up. Simple drills that you can practice on. Hopefully that helps you in your handstand push-up. I look forward to seeing you in class.